of now, the judge has not entered a default judgment. You've requested it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here's what you did based on all the paperwork I've reviewed. In your jurisdiction, you went down and you requested a default judgment because he did not respond to the complaint that you were served with. You might want to go down to the courthouse, sir, and do some research because he's requested a default judgment against you. And right now, all he needs right now is the judge's stamp of approval. And with this default judgment, you will owe $5,065. He's already requested it because you didn't respond in a timely manner, according to the paperwork I'm looking at, sir. And so all he's waiting on now is a stamp by the court. And you're clueless. You don't know about any of this.
Because when I was served.
Coming up, Judge Faith rules. And now, Judge Faith rules.
I cannot now litigate.
Faith.com and tell us your story. You in court. Today on Judge Faith, an aunt accuses her niece of taking her tablet and then dodging her when she demanded it back.
Your Honor, this got ridiculous. She was calling me, and then her daughter started calling me. Her mama called me. She said it was at her grandmother's. So I walked the 4 doors down to her grandmother's. I text her, Tammy, the tablet's not there. She called me back and called me everything but a child of God at that.
You call 911?
Yes, that was just.
You know there's 311 for non-emergency calls.
But I was just trying.
Emergency to you.
Faith Jenkins. Her distinguished legal career began when she graduated first in her law school class. She quickly became a tough New York City prosecutor, and then a preeminent legal analyst on cable news. And now she's the judge in her own courtroom. Her cases are real, and her rulings are final. He is Judge Faith. Plaintiff Vicki Jackson says her niece borrowed an extra tablet and cell phone, and now is refusing to give them back. She's suing for the value of her tablet and cell phone. Defendant Tammy White says she owes nothing because she was given the tablet and cell phone as a replacement for the phone her aunt accidentally destroyed. She's countersuing for harassment, slander, and defamation of character.
All rise. Court is in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Please be seated. Your Honor, the litigants have been sworn in. This is the case of Jackson versus White.
Thank you, Juan. Vicki Jackson,
Yes,
you are suing the defendant Tammy White
correct.
for $300, the value of a tablet and cell phone.
Yes.
And you are countersuing, ma'am, for $1,500 for harassment, slander, and defamation of character.
That's correct.
I understand that Miss White is your brother's daughter?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so give me some background. What has your relationship been like with your niece prior to this lawsuit?
We were fine. We had no issues. We got along great.
Okay, what do you have to say about that?
Growing up, even though her mother stayed 3 doors down from me, literally my house, another house, their house, there wasn't like any strong like ties or anything, and she wasn't even staying there initially. Every now and then they would help out with anything that they had just because they knew the type of lifestyle my father and my mother lived. Once she did come over there,
What do you mean by that?
well, my mother, they both were victims of substance abuse.
Did you grow up with your parents?
Well, my father was in and out of prison, And my mama was in and out the streets, but I grew up with my grandmother. My grandmother raised me.
Okay. So let me ask you, how did the two of you end up working together?
Actually employed her.
What happened?
Both jobs.
What were you doing for a living at the time?
I was actually distributing the government phone up under the it's like a phone program for people who can't afford it.
Okay.
So what we would do is distribute them. Initially, I was working for one company, and I had an opportunity to bring her in. But once I left that company, I told her, like, look, they supposed to take your money up, and then you can start your own team.
So what do? You set up a tent.
Basically, just a tent, and allow people who have different government programs, and we, as long as they qualify, the phone is free.
And they get a phone, but how do you make money?
Well, the government pays us just basically to process a phone per phone.
Okay, and how much do you make per phone?
$7.
$7 per phone. That's how you get your commission.
Correct, and it was strictly commission. And basically, you build your team.
When you brought her on your team, when she would actually distribute phones, did you get commission from her distribution? How much commission?
It was $2.
Okay, so you would get $7 for the phone you distributed, and you would get $2 commission
off hers, and she would get
off
$5.
her.
Correct.
$5. So it would benefit you to have people working under you on your team. Okay. So what was it like when the two of you were working together?
Never received any money for me working up under her because I came in up under the manager who actually gave me $7.
Your Honor, that's incorrect.
Okay, but when you started, at any point were you under Miss White's team and she was getting a commission from the phones you distributed?
No, ma'am.
At no point whatsoever.
No point.
There's a point to this because I read your papers and I want to get clarification.
Yes.
But what happened? You say that she thought she was going to get a $2 commission from you and she was upset because she didn't?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
When I talked to my manager, he said, you come up under me, I'll start you at 7. So quite naturally, I said yes to the 7. No one would want to get paid 5 when you can actually get paid 7.
And she was upset. Why? Because you came in as an independent contractor, not as a member of her team?
Yes.
Okay, is that true?
No, Your Honor. Could you please ask her the amount of her first check?
No.
Oh, well, her first check
42?
was $20.
Okay.
And that was for 4 phones. If she was getting paid $7, 4 times 7 is 28.
Did at some point, according to you, the story you're telling me, she become her own independent contractor getting $7?
That's yes.
You say it was at the end.
Yes, ma'am.
So then she's no longer working under your team. My question for you is, did you know that she was going to go to the manager and have a conversation with the manager and stop working under your team?
No, ma'am.
And start working on her own? Were you upset about that?
I was upset about that just because that's not how the protocol goes.
He went over your head.
That's correct.
He spoke to somebody else.
That's correct.
The two of you have a falling out behind that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's get to the lawsuit. What do you say happened?
She borrowed my tablet and my phone and refused to give it back.
Tell me the circumstances of that.
On June 24th, we had a meeting. She couldn't find her phone. When she came back, she said, Auntie, you seen my phone? I was like, no, go look in the car. It's pouring down rain when we run into the meeting. We get back to my car for the meeting. Her phone laying on the ground in the rain. She gets the phone. She go to the phone store. They say it'll take 3 or 4 days before we can send you a new phone.
have my old phone. She gave me the phone. The phone don't work. So I'm like, well, at least I can use my hotspot. I said, Auntie, can I use that tablet? She said, you can use it. I never heard nothing else about this tablet or this phone.
But she said you could use it.
Yes.
So she didn't say, here's this tablet. I'm giving this to you as a gift because I ruined your phone? Because that's what you said in your answer.
She did. She was just like, you can use this, but it never came back
that's
up.
two totally different things, Miss White.
She let me use her tablet, but the tablet never came
Why
up.
are we here? Why have you not given these things back to her?
Because this is ridiculous. She messed up my phone. I had to get a new phone.
Okay, so she's giving you this tablet and this other phone, and she's now asking for it back. Why do you think you shouldn't give those things back to her?
Because the thing came up with the check.
What check?
The second check. 'Cause the